My name is Tom Harris, and this is Exploratory Journeys. My guest today is former CBC journalist Richard Inwood. About a half a century ago, in October 1970, Dick spent 12 to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, co-anchoring the CBC radio network's coverage of the FLQ crisis. For listeners who weren't born by then, FLQ refers to the terrorist group Front de la Libération du Québec, FLQ. They were fighting for Quebec to separate from Canada. So welcome to the show, Richard.
Well, thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's great. So could you tell us a little bit about where you came from, where you were born, where you were raised?
Well, I was born and raised in Westmount, a suburb of Montreal. And my parents were originally from England, but they came to Canada the long way. They first went to Central America.
Oh.
And lived in El Salvador, Guatemala, and all these exotic places. And my father got malaria and had to leave.
Oh, wow.
So he came north and during the Depression, but luckily ran into an old army buddy and found a job.
Yeah, and you were born then in Canada.
Oh, yes. I was born in Montreal.
Yeah. And I understand you won an acting award in a contest at Queen's University.
Well, there was a drama festival at Queen's University, and my school, Regiopolis College, which was a Jesuit school in Kingston, had entered this drama festival, and I played the role of Henry VIII.
Oh,
yeah.
And
the adjudicator was the program director and general manager of the local radio station there, CKWS.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And at a reception after the performances, he buttonholed me and said, "Hey, I understand you're graduating this year. Have you ever thought of getting into radio?" And I said, "Gosh, gee, no, but wow, thanks for asking." Anyway, he invited me over to the station to do an audition, which I apparently passed because he offered me a job at a sister station that's CHEX in Peterborough.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And at a starting salary of $65 a week. And I said to myself, he's got to be kidding. $65 a week, even in 1952, was not big bucks. So I politely declined. I said, "Thank you very much for asking me, but I think I'll go back to working for the railway."
Yeah, which apparently you loved, eh?
I did. I was a railway nut. Yeah,
I understand.
I had been working during all my holidays, Christmas, summer vacations. I was working for Canadian Pacific, mainly at Montreal West Station in my youth. But later on, I learned telegraphy and became a roving station agent. Worked at stations all over Quebec, Vermont, and the state of Maine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I kept on doing that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Until...
So station master, would that be directing the trains so they have the right sidings and things like that?
Well, that's part of the job, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but you did everything. You built freight cars, you sold tickets to passengers, and you did everything. You were a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
And I did